Okay, thank you so much, guys. So it's 2:01, and this is your last session for the day. And let me just quickly pull my slides. Give me a second. All right, can you see my screen already? Can anyone please
Yes,
confirm?
sir.
Great. Okay. So welcome to the last session of the day. And this is all about effective presentations. So um, in university, you will be doing a lot of presentations. I'm pretty sure your FL leaders have experienced this already. And they have perhaps some tips for you. And as we move along and as I go through the presentation, please feel free to ask your questions. No need to wait until the very last minute to ask your questions, although I will also give you a chance to ask your questions towards the end. But if along the way you need to raise your hand, then just feel free to do so. Okay, so I've read somewhere, or it's almost common knowledge actually, that there's a lot of people who hate presenting. So if you are that kind of person who hates presenting, then um, you might not enjoy some of the sessions in university. So you might as well just try to enjoy the moment and be present, meaning be able to deliver a presentation. It takes a lot of practice to be comfortable, but hopefully as you move through your university studies, then presentations you will feel that are really necessary in today's world. Before I begin further, you can probably take a photo of yourself or a selfie. I might be asking you to give a 1 minute presentation about yourself at the end if we have enough time. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a 1 minute presentation. Probably I'll ask you to turn on your camera, or I'll ask you to share your screen for a selfie and introduce yourself. But that's going to be towards the end of the session if we have time. Okay, so I know by now probably some of you are sort of praying, oh, hopefully we don't have enough time so I don't get to present. Okay, but that's fine, really. Okay, so this presentation is all about presenting effectively, especially in a forum like this where almost everything has now been moved online. Okay, so yeah, so I hope that you already have had a screenshot of yourself or a selfie of yourself, because possibly I may pick one or two or a handful of you to do a little presentation or a little introduction of yourself as we move along or towards the end of the presentation. Yeah. So let's go back to that. Before we begin, prepare a photo of yourself. You may be asked to give a 1 minute presentation or maybe a 30-second presentation about yourself at the end. And so you only need one slide for your presentation, and that's the photo of you. So choose a tasteful selfie. All right. So I hope you've done that already. But if you don't want to take a selfie, you just have to turn on your camera. Fine by me. Okay, let's hit this. Okay, or let's move on with this one. So for any effective presentation to be effective, all right, you got to know your audience. Who are you talking to? Okay, that's the first thing to have in mind. Know your audience. Why is it important? Yeah, are you talking to clients? Are you talking to your classmates? Are you talking to your lecturers? This is going to dictate the tone of your presentation. Yeah. All right. So knowing your audience is an essential ingredient to developing or to presenting effectively. All right. I'm just giving you more photos. Okay. You should also ask yourself, what do they already know? For all you know, you are just giving them a repetition of what they know. So what's in it for them? They will not be interested to talk to you. So you got to find out who they are, what they need from you, what they already know, and what they don't know. Okay? Those are very essential questions for you to properly connect to your audience. Know the level of knowledge of your audience, in other words. So you should know where they are at. You should know the kind of information that they need or the kind of information that they don't know yet. Third tip, use humor. Humor is very important, correct? So humor, but if you're not a funny person, don't try to be funny. I will tell you, you will not sound funny if you're not funny. Okay. So, but don't be too serious as well. So, humor is okay in most circumstances. But if you're not really funny, you will not come across as funny. Okay. So, what I'm saying is, when doing presentations, you should not try too hard. Always stick to your authentic self when you present. Yeah. And try to have that confidence as well. Yeah. So be confident. And part of achieving confidence, of course, is preparing for the occasion. So I always have that ingredient or that recipe, which is called 6 P's of presentation. Letter P, the 6 P's of presentation. Proper preparation and practice prevent poor performance. I hope that you took that down. I might be asking you what the 6 P's of effective presentation are towards the end of my presentation. Okay, so 6 P's of effective presentation. Proper preparation and practice prevent poor performance. Okay, I hope you got that right. Okay, I will be asking one or two of you towards the end of the presentation, or I should say, I might ask some of you or a couple of you. So, obviously, humor is not considered okay in times of national disasters, medical emergencies, social breakdowns, floods, and so on. So therefore, use humor properly. Another one, another tip, use pictures. That's very important. Okay, pictures tell 1,000 words, as they say. Okay, so use pictures. They will keep the audience engaged and less likely to be bored. Do not give them a lot of words. Okay, it's not good. Okay, so don't words do not read your presentation, guys. So you only need to give the gist of your presentation and do not read heavily from your slides. So the first thing to do is do not type in a lot of words on your slides, please. Yeah. So remember, when you are presenting, you are the star of the show. It's not the slide that's the star of the show. You are the star of the show when you present. Okay. So, but sir, what if I forget some of the lines that I need to deliver? Well, that's the reason why you have notes with you. Okay, so you keep your notes beside you, but do not write everything on your screen or on your slide. Okay, that is a no-no. Okay, because the tendency is that you will be reading from your slide, and that is a bad way of presenting. So I always tell my students to keep notes with them and keep the words to a minimum. Okay, do not put or write walls and walls of words on your PowerPoint slide. That is a bad habit. Okay, so far, can someone please summarize what I have said so far? What are some of the tips that you remember? Can you please type it into your chat box right now? while I sip my cup of coffee. So please chat or chat me up. Type up something in the chat box. What are some tips that you have got so far? There are 34 people in the room. Now excited about reading one. Know your audience. Thanks, Felita. Know your audience. Use humors, less words, more pictures. Be funny, but don't try so hard or too hard. That's very good. Okay. So be funny, but don't try too hard, because if you try too hard, you will sound fake. All right. Don't you? Okay, great. Thank you all so much. So that means you're paying attention, and I love that. Don't read from your slides. Know what you love speaking about. Okay, so yes, you should master your presentation. Yeah, because if you do not know what you're talking about, you will not be very confident. Chances are you will buckle down. Okay, that means you will stutter, you will forget what you're saying because you did not prepare. So again, proper preparation and practice prevent poor performance. Yeah, so far perfect. You have captured some of the tips and tricks for effective presentations. Okay, so always bear these in mind. Yeah, so less words, more photos. Be funny, but don't try too hard. Know your audience. Um, prepare. Don't read from your slides, and be familiar with what you are saying. In other words, prepare for the occasion. As I said, almost all of your lecturers will ask you to present. And I'm pretty sure you also did that in high school, and you will have more of that here. Don't worry, you will be given enough time to prepare. And to prepare means to prepare the slides properly, to make sure that they are free of grammatical mistakes, and so on and so forth. Okay, so here you don't need to be super stylish, but try to appreciate you are using up people's valuable time. Make it appealing. Don't make it very boring. All right, so look at that. So there's a good use of font. There's a good use of color. Okay, but this is not the end all and be all of presentations that you have to have very fancy slides and so on. The star of the presentation is you guys. So you gotta be interesting when you talk or when you present your topic. This is another tip. Okay, I want you to have a good look. Limit bullet points and be smart with slides. Okay, a lot of people put in a lot of information on slides. So there can be information overload, and that's bad. Okay, so limit your bullet points. Around 3 bullet points per slide is good. Okay, or a maximum of 4. Some people say 3 to 5. Okay, so be judicious about the number of bullet points that you put on your slides. Okay, so again, don't put in a lot of information. Do not feel like do not make your audience overloaded. Don't get your audience overloaded with too much information on a single slide. Make your text readable, okay? Like this. All right, so some people have bad eyesight, and if you are in a large auditorium, then obviously you need to have wide fonts. Yeah, so these are simple tips and tricks. Probably you know about them already, but a lot of times we forget, or maybe a lot of times we just put in a lot of words onto the slides because we don't want to forget information. But that's the reason why you have notes with you. You have notebooks when you present, guys, okay? So that the details are there on your notebook, but your slides are not flooded with too many details. Okay, so make your text readable. Okay, look at that. Okay, who is that guy? I'm sure you know him. Yes, Steve Jobs. Okay, the great Steve Jobs. When a lot of professors, public speaking professors, have studied him. He's like a good model for presentations. If you have seen his presentations on YouTube, they are very compelling presentations, very good use of visuals, very good use of persuasive language. And so he is considered like a model presenter. Okay, look at his graphics or visuals. They're very compelling, and they don't have a lot of words. And so the focus of the attention is not on the slides, but on him as a presenter. Remember, when you're a presenter, you are supposed to be the star of the show. It's not the slide that's the star of the show, but it's you who is the star of the show. This is 2021. Don't use clip art anymore. Okay, so there are a lot of stock photos on the internet that you can make use of when you present. Okay, so try to avoid clip arts like that. They make your presentations look childish. Okay, so don't do that anymore. I'm sure you're better than me in terms of making slides. So keep on doing that. Avoid the use of clip art, avoid too many words on a slide. Okay, so they distract the attention of your listeners or of your audience. Make sure that people understand your graphs. If you need to make use of graphs, make sure that graphs are meaningful. For example, look at this one. There are no labels, there are no actual scores. There are scores, but what do the scores mean? So they're not meaningful at all. It seems like there is no thought about the use of the graphs. Okay, don't use a lot of slow and multiple animations. They can be distracting as well. So when PowerPoint was first introduced many years ago, a lot of people, maybe like 15 years ago or 20 years ago, a lot of people made use of a lot of animations, and they can be annoying. Okay, at this point, it's 2021. So simple um, use of graphics, you don't have a lot of animations, actually are good. So try to be as simple as possible. Don't try to have slides like that. They can be annoying. Okay, so there, right? So avoid complicated slides also. Look at that. So there's a lot going on in that slide. So avoid crowding your slide with too much information. So that is another tip for you. So you might be wondering what this presentation is all about. This presentation is about giving you tips and tricks to make your PowerPoint more interesting. Remember, you are the one, the presenter, who should sound more interesting, and you should sound more prepared. Again, memorize the mantra. 6 P's of effective presentation. Proper preparation and practice prevent poor performance. Okay, number 10, the 10th tip, edit and practice. So again, the word practice is there. And what does edit mean? You got to proofread your work for grammatical errors. Yeah. So we are judged sometimes We are judged by our intelligence is judged by our ability to communicate in the medium of communication, like English, for example. And so the written word, the written English on the slide should be correct. Yes, so please find time to make sure that your presentations do not have grammatical mistakes. Yeah, so you've got to edit and you practice. Okay. So I will practice my presentation until I know it perfectly. That's why you're given enough time. And if you are the student and you feel like the presentation is um, too sudden, meaning there's short notice, you can always negotiate with your lecturer. Remember, your lecturers treat you like adults, and always feel free to talk to your lecturers to negotiate things in the classroom. If you feel that the assignment is given to you in or with very short notice, okay, then you can always negotiate, because for any presentation, you don't want to fail. And definitely it requires a lot of practice, practice, and practice until you know your presentation properly or perfectly. Reminders, smile. Smile is everything. When you present, it gives you the aura of friendliness, of comfort. Okay, it makes your audience comfortable. Your body language is also very important. Okay, if you do this in a presentation, what kind of feeling do you get from someone who does this? This one, if you're looking at my screen right now, what kind of emotion is being conveyed by this kind of body language like this? Can someone, okay, let me check. Oh, lazy. So, oh, the presenter is feeling lazy. Yeah, okay. He is not interested. Or maybe he's insecure. Some body language experts say that if you put your hand around your neck, you are like insecure, or some will think that you are lazy, just like what you have typed. And so know where to place your hands properly, and don't be very stiff with your hands as well. You can make you can make gestures with your hands to emphasize what you are saying. Okay, so and when you do this, this is also bad. Okay, do not slouch, especially right now. We're all doing Zoom presentations. Okay, this is bad when your face is right at the center of the screen. Okay, or when your face is like this. Okay, so that's bad. What's a good angle? Here, the rule of thirds. Okay, so what is the rule of thirds? Or you're a fashion design student, so you probably have obviously you have a sense of art, sense of what looks good or what doesn't. So in terms of putting yourself on a frame, yeah, because we're talking about presentations here, do not put your face right in the middle. If you take a photo, it's bad photo, correct? If your face is right there in the middle. But if you follow the rule of thirds like this, okay, so you divide the screen into three invisible lines, or using three invisible lines. And now my face is occupying the first third of the screen. So it looks good. But if my face is like this, right in the middle, it's bad. And it's worse if it's like this, okay? So make sure that you position your camera properly. This sounds very trivial, but if you look at the presenter or a teacher who sits properly with the right headroom, you call this a headroom, right? Okay. Or if you watch newscasts, there is a headroom over there that is not too wide nor too narrow. Okay, so they follow the rule of thirds. Yeah, so always have this kind of position when you talk or when you present. Okay, and do not slouch. Okay, and do not slouch like that. All right, so it gives you a certain command, a certain kind of command if you sit properly or if you stand properly. And another tip, if you need to present or if you need to be on camera, avoid wearing a lot of stripes. Okay, solid dark colors are always good. Number one, solid colors make you look thinner. Okay, because if you are in front of the camera, especially professional cameras, you tend to bloat. Okay, you tend to appear wider than normal. Okay, and one way to remedy that is to make sure that your clothing is dark. Okay, if there's not a lot of things going on the prints of your shirt, so that's a good strategy to convey some aura of professionalism when you present. Okay, and this is a good start. Follow the rule of thirds. Yeah, so my face is not right in the middle, it's not right at the very bottom, but it follows the rule of thirds like this. Okay, so it's just like what you see in newscasts. Okay, there is a reason why the cameras are positioned like this. The headroom is not very wide nor very short. Okay, so body language gives you an aura of authority. Okay, when you talk. Now, if you are going to present in a venue, of course, you got to arrive early to check the venue or to check the technology. If you are at home, always come online a few minutes before that just to anticipate any problems with connections. Okay. All right. Dress appropriately. We have just touched upon that already. All right. And then reminder two, make sure your phone is silent. Use notes. Don't read slides. I already talked to you about that. Yeah. Prepare a plan B just in case some things happen. Okay. Let us try to watch a video. Okay, it's not embedded. Can you see the video right now? I should probably stop sharing and go to the video. Please give me a minute to
presentations are a powerful communication medium.
Okay. Right now, Stephanie, you cannot see it, right?
Right.
Okay, but let me try it again. All right, here it is.
Okay, sir, we can see it.
Okay. But there's no sound, no?
No. There's no sound.
Yes, it's weird. But let's... I'll try to... Now I don't know.
Presentations are a powerful communication medium. For more than 20 years, Duarte has developed presentations to launch products, align employees, increase company value, and propel global causes. Along the way, we have discovered 5 simple rules for creating world-changing presentations. The first rule is, treat your audience as king. Your audience deserves to be treated like royalty. Design a presentation that meets their needs and not just yours. Audiences want to know what you can do for them, why they should adopt your view, and what are the steps they need to follow to take action. Give them those things in a clear, easily understandable way, and you will undoubtedly find favor with the king. The second rule is spread ideas and move people. Your audience didn't show up to read your 60-page on-screen dissertation. They are there to see you, to be inspired by your message and witness the quality of your thought. You are not giving your presentation to have another meeting. You are there to convey meaning. So consider including imagery that powerfully illustrates your point. Sometimes moving images can inspire in a way that static slides cannot. A sequential build adds a sense of suspense. And a thought-provoking video moves your audience in a way that can not only change minds, but hearts. The next rule is help them see what you're saying. Half of the people in your audience are verbal thinkers and the other half are visual. Combining minimal text with meaningful visuals means that you will reach everyone. Brainstorm graphics that will effectively communicate your message and then replace those words with a picture, a chart, or a diagram. Then apply a consistent treatment to your graphics to give your whole presentation a unified look so that your audience is attracted to rather than distracted from your message. Rule number 4, practice design, not decoration. As tempting as it is to fill your slides with stuff, often de-decorating is the best policy. Any writer or designer will tell you that 90% of the creative process is destructive. Do you have one main point? Consider putting just one word on the slide by itself. You want them to remember a few items? Then don't show everything at once. Instead, show one item at a time. Do you have a picture that accurately expresses your idea? Scale that picture so it fills the slide. Do you know a quote that says it all? Then let it say it and remove everything else. The last rule is cultivate healthy relationships with your slides and your audience. Letting go is hard, we know, but don't hide behind your slides. Breaking your dependence on your slides can do a world of good for your relationship with the audience. Reduce the amount of text to just a few words and put the rest of the information in the notes, and then practice, practice, practice. Thinking of your slides as digital scenery allows you to connect eye to eye with your audience in a meaningful way. So those are the rules, but the question remains, why go to all this trouble? Why not do it the way you're used to? The answer is simple, because everyone else does it that way too, and you need to stand apart and be different. When you apply these rules and keep the audience's needs top of mind, your presentation will not only hold their attention, but also change the world. Well, at least your part of the world.
All right, so I think that pretty much sums up what we have been talking about, right? Let's see. Oops. Let me just quickly go back to the PowerPoint. And that is basically the end of the presentation, but I had a request a while back. There are actually 2. Now use your chat box. What does, or what are the 6 P's of effective presentation, if you remember very well? The 6 P's of effective presentation. So please type it up in the chat box if you remember, or if you took notes. Anyone?
I think there's one, sir. Oh, there's 2.
Oh, there's 2, but I cannot.
A couple
My
in the
phone.
chat box.
Oh, here. Great.
Yes.
Great. Sorry about that. Oh, there's a lot actually. Okay. Proper preparation and practice prevent poor performance. Very good, Teresa, Yazira, Charlene, Rafa. Okay, so proper preparation and practice prevent poor performance. All right, let's do a time check. Okay, it's now 2:36. Okay, so I had a small request for you to put together or create a presentation to introduce yourself, maybe for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Shall we do that? But maybe we will not be able to call everyone. Otherwise, we will consume the whole time, correct? So I will randomly call in. Is that a deal? Call people. Is that a deal? Let me go to the participant list. Okay. So shall I give you 2 minutes to sort of compose yourself, meaning to make yourself feel relaxed and hopefully be able to present yourself very well. The goal is to tell me an interesting piece of information about yourself. So basically, it's an introduction. Okay, you can put a selfie on a PowerPoint, just one slide, or if you want, you don't have to do that. You just have to turn on your camera. Is that a deal? So I will call a few people. If you are lucky, then you will be called. So I'll give you perhaps 2 seconds. So I hope that's proper preparation or enough preparation for you already. So I'm gonna time it. Yeah, so I will start calling people by 2:40, and then the goal is for you to present yourself. And one way to do that is to perhaps give me some information that would be interesting to your classmates and to your freshman leaders and to me as well. Once I call you, you gotta share your screen or turn on your camera. Okay, whatever works for you. So 2 minutes starts now. Okay, so I think it's 2 minutes. All right, so get ready. Okay, so I'm gonna call you randomly. I hope you're ready. Okay, I want to call Rafa. Okay, Rafa. Okay, let's do a presentation practice. Follow the tips that we have just discussed.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. Hi, Rafa.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Rafa Kalista. You can call me Rafa, Fa or Kelly for short. I'm fashion management student, and I love to read books and travel when it's not in the middle of pandemic. And I hope I can own my own fashion company and also own my own animal shelter. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Rafa. So now I know something interesting about you. You are interested in fashion and you love pets, correct? Great. Okay. So thank you. I'm going to call someone else. Okay. Teresa, Irene.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Teresa, and everyone can see you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Teresa Irene, and I'm originally from Bandung, and I used to go to school in St. Aloysius in Bandung. I'm in the fashion design major because my friend once said, if you can't buy drip, make drip. So I'm gonna make my own drip. I like to eat food, anything, but especially pizzas and maybe some eggs. And I have 2 siblings, 2 nieces and 2 nephews. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Teresa. So you come from Bandung, and are you in Bandung right now?
No, I'm currently in my aunt's house, not in
Okay.
Bandung.
It's not in Bandung.
No.
Okay, right. So she loves eating pizza and eggs, and
Yeah.
yes, all right, that's a good combination. And I think everyone loves eating eggs. Okay, great. So very interesting pieces of information about yourself. Okay, let's call Felita. All right. Thanks, Teresa. Nice to meet you. Felita,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. You're probably bored with seeing my face, but hello again. My name is Felita. I'm your classmate. I'm taking fashion design major in BINUS School of Design. And let me tell you something about a story of a girl. She was born on October 1st, 2003, and she is a Libra by zodiac sign. She is very, very indecisive with choosing something, whether it is a color, her favorite colors, or whether it is her hobby or something. And she is actually a burnout kid. You know, she doesn't have exact hobbies. Like she changed from crocheting in a month, and then she changed it to playing music in the next month. And she changed it to reading books on the next month. I guess that's it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Felita. And it seems like you have a lot of fans in the class already. So it seems to me that you have been talking a lot with your classmates. But let me point to you guys that that is a good strategy. And I forgot about it. Storytelling is a good way to speak. All right. So if you want to be interesting, so some sort of storytelling is the way to go. Okay. And she presented some information about herself by way of storytelling. And now we know that she has a host of hobbies, which to me does not make her indecisive, but to me, it's a sign of being an active person or a very well-rounded person. But for all those presentations so far, they're very good. What you have conveyed to me is that you have a certain level of sincerity, all of you, in many different ways. Yeah. So authenticity is very important. If you're not a funny person, don't try to be funny. If you're serious, it's all right to be serious. There's nothing wrong about being serious. What I'm trying to say is that in presentations, authenticity is very important, and I have seen that in all your presentations so far. Shall we call a few other people, please? But I think we should call a guy this time, huh? Let me go through the list and see whether there's a guy in the house, unless you can tell me straight away so I don't have to read through the list.
I think there's no guy, sir, here.
Okay, and please, what's his name?
I think there's no guy here,
There's
sir.
no guy. Okay, that's
Yeah.
sorry. Yes, that is what. Yeah, I had that feeling because normally, fashion design students are an all-female student a lot of times. But I'd like to call Shakira. Shakira.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, but we cannot see you yet.
Okay. Okay, can you see me now?
Not yet.
Okay, wait, I'm going to screen share. Oh wait, the host disabled screen share. Okay, I'll just start.
There you go.
Hi, hello, my name is Shakira Fendi. I am 18 years old. I was actually born in Argentina. So most of my life I was living outside of Indonesia, and I came here to Indonesia for SMP. It was in Mentari Intercultural School, and my hobbies are painting, taekwondo, shopping, and dance, belly dance, in fact, like Shakira the singer. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Is Shakira your mom's favorite singer?
Yes, yes. Yeah, my mom chose the name after being the most fanatic, like the most fans with Shakira, the singer. Yeah.
Okay, great. That is why you're named after her. And
Yes.
good to know that you have experienced other cultures growing up, and that's a good exposure, right? And you went to Mentari School. I think
Yes.
there are Filipino teachers there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, right. Okay. Okay, thanks, Shakira. Okay. Not the singer, but the future designer, fashion designer. Okay. Right. Vanya, are you there? Nice to meet you guys.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, but I cannot see you yet.
Um, can you see me now?
Mm, yes.
Okay. Um, okay. So my name is Fania Elizabeth, but you can call me Betsy. And I'm from Tunas Muda School. And the reason I choose taking fashion management because like since I was a kid, I really like arts and I'm interested in fashion and yeah, therefore I want to work in fashion industry. And I love listening to music and watching movies. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Vanya. So you also went to a school in Jakarta, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Tunas Muda is a school in West Jakarta, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to BINUS. Okay. So
Sir.
great. So this is an all-female class. Yeah. Who else wants to volunteer? It's now 2:49. I should probably call 3 other people. In class.
Sorry to interrupt, but there's actually one guy in our batch in the BINUS 2024 batch.
Oh,
But I guess Stephanie forgot to mention him, so it's actually
Yes, sorry.
oh, I think I know. Davin, right?
yeah, that's
Yes, I'm here.
Right.
Stephanie's so bad.
No, sorry, I
Are you kidding?
forgot.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm like the only boys here in the
Okay.
batch.
I want to see you, Davin. Is it Davin or Davin?
Sorry,
Is
sorry,
it
sir.
Davin or Davin?
Um, anything actually. I don't
Okay.
even know.
Yeah.
Here, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Ah, you're one of the MCs I remember during one of
Oh,
the.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe David want to do the presentation, sir?
What
Yeah.
presentation? I have nothing.
Well, it's a presentation about yourself, so this is just a short
Oh, okay.
something about you that we
Okay.
don't know yet.
Well, all the freshmen I think knew me here. We hold a couple sessions together, but I'll introduce myself. Okay. So my name is Dafin. I'm from Jakarta. I used to go to Dian Harapan, if you know. I feel like a couple of my um, uh, friends are here actually, a grade below me. So yeah, I think that's all, sir.
Okay, great, Davin. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows you now because you're the only guy in the class. But yes, you have a lot of activities together as a class, right?
Yeah, I agree.
FYP. Okay, right. Um, who else would like to say something about themselves? It's now 2:52, so we're about to end this session. I should probably call 2 more students. But if you want to volunteer, then I don't have to call or pick myself. It seems like there is no volunteer, and therefore I have to pick myself. Pick one of you guys. I'm gonna go for Fiona. Fiona. Fiona, are you there? Is Fiona there? Okay, she's quiet. What about Amanda? Amanda, are you there?
Ada sir di sini.
Okay, right. Okay, so Amanda, can you please turn on your camera and do the presentation task?
Can you see me now?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Amanda and I'm from IPK Fluid School. I'm taking fashion management major because I want to open my own clothing shop. And I am super interested in anime and movies. Thank you.
Okay, so Fiona is super interested. That's a nice word. Super interested in anime and movies aside from fashion. Okay, guys, thanks very much for being very cooperative today. And I hope you had a fun time. It's a long day for you, for us as well. But I hope that we were able to give you a little something extra for you to carry with you as you move through to the rest of the semester. Okay, now I have a question. Do you have any questions, guys? Or do you have any clarifications whatsoever? Otherwise, I'm gonna turn you over to our very efficient freshman leaders who are in charge of this session. Thank you all very much. And it's been wonderful to see you guys. All right. I hope to see you in person soon once this is over. Okay. Once this pandemic is over. All right.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your amazing presentation and all the information you gave to us. So now, if there's no other questions, so we reached the end of our session. So before we end the session, please turn on your cameras on because we are gonna take the screenshot. Guys, cameras on.
I'm gonna
Yes.
take 2 screenshots. Okay, I'm gonna start now. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, next slide. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you guys. And thank you, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. And for the reminder, we will meet again tomorrow at 10 September for the second session of Cider at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So guys, see you tomorrow. And once again, thank you. And thank you, Sir Frank.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin and everyone.
Thank you.